Naruto, God-level system author, Blue Water God. Chapter 26 Mikoto is expelled from the family. Humphrey Uchiha Fuyu snorted coldly, turned the chakra under his feet, and then burst out, approaching Hyuga Hizu in the blink of an eye, and the kunai in his hand rode towards Hyuga Hizu. Hyuga Hizu's eyes widened, and then he hurriedly blocked Gyuwa in front of him, receiving a blow from Uchiha Fugaku, but his figure quickly retreated. After knocking down several onlookers in a row, Hyuga Hizu finally stopped. Her arms trembled slightly, and her face flushed a little. Although the Hinata clan is a taijutsu family, the Hinata's feet are still too small, and the Uchiha family taijutsu is not weak, so it is normal to be repelled. Art Fire Escape Fireball. After repelling Hyuga Hizu, Uchiha Fuyu made a seal with his hands, and used the technique of a fireball. A 4-meter-sized fireball smashed towards Hyuga Hizu. Looking at the fireball that Uchiha Fuyu spewed out, Hyuga Hizu's face showed a look of horror, not caring about the few chakras left in his body. All burst out and quickly avoided. Boom! A big hole was smashed into the ground, and if the sun was hit, it would definitely be dead. You guy, do you want to kill Hizu? Shengshu asked angrily. The other people in class also looked at Uchiha Fugaku badly. Humphrey, his skills are not as good as others, and he deserves to die. Uchiha Fuyu said coldly. TSK. As expected of the son of the Patriarch of the Uchiha clan, he dares to practice ninjutsu in the school. He is really dreadful. Hyuga Chen looked at Uchiha Fuyu and said playfully. In the ninja school, it is not allowed to perform ninjutsu without permission, and even if you are not careful, you will even be invited to tea by Anbu. Who are you? Uchiha Fuyu frowned, and Rick Xianchen's tone made him very unhappy. Master, he is the Hyuga family, the trash who can't open his eyes. Uchiha Fuyu's dog-legged son replied. It turned out to be you. You didn't even have a blank eye, and you dared to speak up. After Uchiha Fuyu found out, he immediately became disdainful. Unlike the Uchiha family, the Hyuga family can open their eyes, which is also an advantage that the Uchiha family does not have. If it is in the Uchiha family, if the writing wheel is not turned on, it can only be said that the talent is not good. If it is placed in the Hyuga family, it is waste. And he, Uchiha Fuyu, opened the writing wheel at the age of 9. He was the first in the history of the Uchiha family, except for Madara Uchiha, and it is now recognized by the Uchiha family as the best talent. Even Uchiha Fuyu has the confidence to surpass Uchiha Madara and bring the Uchiha family to the ultimate glory. Therefore, he naturally looked down on Rick Xianchen, who he thought was a waste, and even felt that talking to him was a drop in price. Seeing the arrogant appearance of Uchiha Fuyu, Rick Xianchen was very upset. This was pretending to be on his head. Yeah, you are Uchiha Mikoto. How could you be with this waste, tugging at it? It's a shame for our Uchiha family. Suddenly, Uchiha Fuyu saw Uchiha Mikoto who was pulling with Rick Xianchen, and his face immediately became ugly. Seeing that everyone's eyes were focused on him, Uchiha Mikoto lowered her head shyly, feeling very embarrassed, and wanted to pull out her hand, but Rick Xianchen was too tight to pull it out. Hurry up and stay away from this waste, or I don't mind expelling you from the Uchiha family. As the son of the Patriarch, he still has the ability to expel a person from the family. Of course, this is limited to members of the ordinary Uchiha family. If it was the former Uchiha Mikoto, Uchiha Fuyu would definitely not dare to say that, because Uchiha Mikoto's grandfather is also the elder of the Uchiha family, and he still has real power. However, Mikoto's grandfather died from an explosion a year ago, and Mikoto's parents died earlier, so the current Mikoto is an ordinary clan. Hearing Uchiha Fuyu's words, Mikoto's face turned pale, and then stubbornness flashed in her eyes, and she lowered her head and did not listen to Uchiha Fuyu's words. As for Rick Xianchen, she doesn't know why. In short, she likes being with him very much. There is no reason, she just feels very at ease with him. So let her stay away from Rick Xianchen. She instinctively doesn't want to. Very good. Uchiha Fuyu was furious. You are no longer a member of the Uchiha family. Although Mikoto's grandfather still has some power left, it is useful to leave the tea where people take it, so Mikoto's expulsion from the Uchiha family is basically a certainty. Mikoto grabbed Rick Xianchen's hand. Her face was a little pale, her eyes were watery, as if a downpour would be pouring at any moment. Although Mikoto was weak on the outside, she was extremely strong inside and forcibly held back her tears. It's not how deep Mikoto's feelings for the Uchiha family are, but the Uchiha family who was kicked out of her childhood. She didn't know what to do, and was very confused and helpless. Looking at the pitiful Mikoto, Rick Xianchen said that he couldn't bear it, and kicked Uchiha Fuyu. In the shock of everyone, Uchiha Fuyu was like a rag doll, thrown out for dozens of meters, and then smashed to the ground, splashing a piece of dust. No matter if it was extremely weak, Hyuga Hizu, who was being supported by Hyuga Haizai, or Mikoto, who was in confusion, was grabbed by Hyuga Tatsu. Her eyes widened. Chen, Are you so strong? Shengshu rubbed his eyes and said in disbelief. Although Rixiangchen is taller, Uchiha Fuayu is more than a head taller than Rixiangchen. But the little Rixiangchen kicked Uchiha Fuayu with one kick, and he still kicked it out dozens of meters, and he didn't know whether Uchiha Fuayu was still alive. The onlookers held a moment of silence for Uchiha Fugaku, and then looked at Rixiangchen as if they were watching a flood and beasts. Not to mention anything else, it is this power that makes them fear like tigers. I said, Chen, how can you be so powerful? Yesterday, when Kyu smashed the target, we were shocked. Now you can kick people dozens of meters away. You are only 5 years old. It's too perverted. The Nawaki smacked his tongue and said, because I'm born with great strength. Maybe because I don't have white A's, so God compensates me. Rixiangchen said with a full sense of truth. Liu Daoxianren once said that when he closes a door for you, he will definitely open a window for you. Isn't the sixth path immortal a legend? He really said this? Shengshu asked. Of course, this is what I read from an ancient book, and it is indeed said by the six path immortals. Rixiangchen was talking nonsense with his eyes open, not at all afraid that the six path immortal, Otsutsuki Yui, who peeked into the ninja world from the dark, would hear it. Shengshu directly believed this, and was still wondering if the six path immortals had left any windows for themselves. Chapter 27 feels very beautiful, doesn't it? I told you to stop talking. Go see Uchiha Fuayu. If that guy really hangs up, Chen will really be out of luck. Naruto shook his head to interrupt them. Don't worry, I'm measured. At most, I will break 7 or 8 ribs, and I won't die. Rixiangchen said indifferently. When he started, Rixiangchen was very measured. If he really kicked Uchiha Fugaku to death, Konoha would have absolutely no place for him. Even if Tsunade was there to support him, he was a member of the Hinata clan, and it wouldn't work. With Rixiangchen's understanding of Sarutobi Hizen, if Uchiha Fugaku really died, he would definitely hand Rixiangchen to the Uchiha family for disposal. Because he didn't want Konoha to cause civil strife, he could only do this. The Uchiha family in this period is not comparable to when they were exterminated. If the current Uchiha family chooses to rebel, even if the entire Konoha is suppressed together, their vitality will be severely damaged. At that time, other villages will definitely take advantage of it. So if Rixiangchen doesn't want to fall out with Konoha, it's best not to kill Uchiha Fugaku. Don't worry Mikoto, it's better to leave the Uchiha family, and have always lived in the glory of the Warring States period. In fact, after Uchiha Madara left, the Uchiha family began to weaken, and it's better to leave now. Rixiangchen comforted Mikoto. Yeah, thank you Chen. Mikoto forced a smile. Leaving the Uchiha family, Mikoto can come to my house. Anyway, my family is quite big, and I am quite alone. Rixiangchen said with a smile, with some anticipation in his eyes. Mikoto blushed, and she really couldn't think of where to go. It was when she was very confused, so she did not refuse Rixiangchen's proposal. I didn't expect this guy Uchiha Fuayu to give me an assist. Should I thank him? If we meet again in the future, I will call him again and treat it as a thank you. Hinata-chen said silently in his heart. Rixiangchen, you wait, our Uchiha family will never let you go. Uchiha Fuayu's dog leg helped Uchiha Fuayu up, and then shouted loudly. What are you doing? As soon as his words fell, Rixiangchen and the other's teacher, Shuri Wano came over, looking at this Uchiha family member with a cold face. You are threatening my students? After he finished speaking, a murderous aura spewed out and instantly enveloped those few people. Wano Shuri was also a Chunin no matter how he said it. He had seen blood and killed people, and he naturally had murderous aura on his body. In an instant, they shivered with fright. Yes, it's Rixiangchen. He wounded our patriarch first. One of the Uchiha family's dragons said tremblingly. Wano Shuri heard the words, first glared at Rixiangchen, and then said firmly, I will punish him naturally, but you openly threatened my students. Did you take me seriously? Also, who did this ninjutsu dare to release ninjutsu at school? Wano Shuri pointed at the black hole, feeling the residual chakra breath, and scowled. Teacher, this was released by Uchiha Fuayu, and he even killed his classmates. Rouge said quickly. Very good. I will report this matter to Hokage-sama, and Hokage-sama will handle it. Wano Shuri said coldly. You little bastards, hurry up and go back to class for me. It won't give me any peace of mind. Roaring at Sun Xiangchen and the others, Wano Shuri went to check on Uchiha Fugaku's injury. Only when he knew the specific situation could he protect his students. If Uchiha Fuayu died, no matter how much he wanted to protect Rixiangchen, there was nothing he could do. Fortunately, after checking, it was found that Uchiha Fuayu was only seriously injured and not life-threatening. Send Uchiha Fuayu to Konoha Hospital, and then Wano Shuri went to the Hokage building, and reported to Sarutobi Hizen. Although he doesn't know what happened now, Wano Shuri directly reported that Uchiha Fuayu released ninjutsu at school and almost killed his own student. After reporting to Hokage Sarutobi Hizen, Wano Shuri hurried back, ready to learn about the specific situation. What is going on, Minato? Tell me. After coming to the class, Wano Shuri asked Minato to tell what happened. As for why Minato was looking for it, Of course, it was because Minato was more reliable. If it was anyone else, Waynoshiri would really doubt the authenticity of their words. As a good boy, Minato, facing Waynoshiri's inquiries, explained the ins and outs of the matter one by one. Hyuga Hizu, stand up for me. Waynoshiri roared. You've become more capable, right? Don't you have a clue about your own strength? Do you think you are a first-year student who can beat other people's fifth-year students who are about to graduate? Waynoshiri's head-to-head reprimand made Hyuga Hizu extremely aggrieved, but there was no way to refute it. I know you care about the honor of the family, but next time you are so mindless, you will not inherit the honor of any family in the future. You will die directly in the hands of the enemy. There's only so much the teacher can say. You can reflect on it yourself. Waynoshiri waved his hand and asked Hinata to sit down. Then he turned to look at Rick Xianchen. What are you laughing at? Do you feel that you are very beautiful? I almost kicked the 5th grader to death with one kick. Doesn't it feel beautiful? But have you thought about the consequences? If something happens to Uchiha Fugaku today, no one can save you. Waynoshiri growled. Rick Xianchen lowered his head, did not speak, and had no disgust in his heart. In the current Waynoshiri, Rick Xianchen remembered that when he had not yet crossed the head teacher in his student days, especially the tone of speech and the way of doing things, were very similar. I don't want to say more. I know you won't listen. I just want you to think about the consequences when you do things in the future. With a sigh, Waynoshiri put the matter aside for the time being, and then began to lecture. This time I was talking about chakra refining. Of course Rick Xianchen had no interest, and started to compress chakra while lying on the table. Because of the lack of experience before, he now has to spend a long time to improve the quality of chakra. Rick Xianchen estimates that it will take at least half a year to compress all the chakras in the body. At that time, the chakra of Sun Xianchening level will also shrink dozens of times, or even hundreds of times. It is estimated that it is the level of Shangnin, or the level of elite Shangnin. However, by then, Rick Xianchen's combat power will not only not decline, but will increase a lot. The morning passed like this. When the get out of class was over at noon, Waynoshiri stopped for a while, and then said, Rick Xianchen, come with me, I have something to tell you. Chen. Mikoto looked at Rick Xianchen worriedly. Rick Xianchen shrugged, gave Mikoto a reassuring look, and followed Waynoshiri out. Chapter 28 Uchiha Patriarch. Following Waynoshiri to the office, Rick Xianchen asked with a smile, I don't know if the teacher is looking for me. What's the matter? Are you still laughing? Waynoshiri was instantly exasperated. Today's matter, who is right and who is at fault, I don't want to pursue it. But I want to remind you that you severely injured Uchiha Fugaku today, and the Uchiha family will not let things go so easily. So be careful. Although in Konoha village, the Uchiha family won't go too far, but you have to remember that the Uchiha family controls the Konoha garrison. As long as they get the handle, I can't help the teacher. Waynoshiri reminded Rick Xianchen. Understood. Thank you teacher for reminding me. Rick Xianchen thanked Waynoshiri solemnly. Who is good to him? He still knows. Alas. Waynoshiri sighed. I have no power, that is, a small teacher, and I can't help you much. I can only remind you, and there is no need to thank you. This is what my teacher should do. If there is nothing else, I will leave first. Go. Waynoshiri waved his hand. Rick Xianchen nodded, then walked out, closing the door by the way. After returning to the classroom, Shengshu, Hei and others gathered around and asked, Mr. Wayno is looking for you. What's the matter? Shouldn't he be punishing you? It's nothing. It's just to make me be careful of the Uchiha family. With a smile, Rick Xianchen said indifferently. Chen, you'd better be careful. The Uchiha family controls the Konoha guard department and has always been domineering. It's not easy to find a crime for you. Nara Shikahisa reminded. HMPH. Hyuga Chen belongs to our Hyuga family. If the Uchiha family wants to move him, it depends on our Hyuga family's answer. Hyuga Hizu said with a cold snort. Because this time, Rick Xianchen kicked Uchiha Fugaku with one foot, which also saved the face of the Hyuga family, and made Rick Xianchen look at Rick Xianchen with admiration. Don't worry everyone. After all, there is still Mikoto, and I still need to take care of me now. Of course I will be fine. Rick Xianchen looked at Mikoto with a smile on her face. Mikoto froze for a moment, then shyly buried her head on the table. Seeing the shy Mikoto and the smiling Rick Xianchen, the others couldn't help being a little speechless. At this time, they were still thinking of hooking up with the little girl. Everyone gave Rick Xianchen a look of contempt, and then ignored him. Rick Xianchen smiled. So many people cared about him. Rick Xianchen was still very happy. Taking out the bento, Rick Xianchen ate at ease, and revenge against the Uchiha family. Rick Xianchen did not take it to heart. As long as the Uchiha family is not a fool, it is absolutely impossible to target Rick Xianchen in an open and fair manner. The reputation of the Uchiha family, needless to say, if they move Rick Xianchen now, they will definitely arouse the hostility of all the families. This is not how much faith Rick Xianchen has, but what the Uchiha family has done for many years, has made them go to the opposite side of all families. In an entire Konoha, there may be people who do not hate the Uchiha family, But there is no one who does not hate the Uchiha family, no matter what Rixiangchen says. He is also a member of the Hyuga family. If Uchiha dares to move Rixiangchen, does it mean that they also dare to move people from other families, which will naturally lead to hostility? If he secretly shot at Rixiangchen, Rixiangchen would not be afraid anymore. He was worried that he didn't have a whetstone. After eating, I started the afternoon class not long after, and I practiced kunai in the afternoon, which was very boring. The existence of the Ninja Academy is more to give civilians a chance and provide Konoha with fresh blood, so it is natural to teach from the most basic. After the course in the afternoon, Rixiangchen followed Mikoto to the Uchiha station. Although Uchiha Fuyu is still a 9-year-old kid, his prestige in the Uchiha family is not small. After all, he is the first genius of Uchiha, so expelling Mikoto is a sure thing. Rixiangchen followed Mikoto back, naturally to get her things. Under the hostile gaze of the Uchiha clan, Hyuga Tatsu and Mikoto came to her residence, which was a very large house. After packing up the important things, Mikoto glanced at it with nostalgia, and then left with Rixiangchen. Just as he was about to leave the Uchiha family's clan, a tall figure blocked his way. Rixiangchen raised his head and looked at the other party, with a face with a national character. His body exuded a strong coercion, and his appearance was somewhat similar to Uchiha Fuyu. It's the patriarch of the Uchiha family. Uchiha Mikoto reminded in a low voice, with some worry in her eyes. It was you who injured Fuyu. A strong coercion with murderous intent rushed towards Rixiangchen. Rixiangchen frowned, and then ignored it directly. As long as you are confident enough and have strong strength, any coercive and murderous aura is false. Rixiangchen also possesses murderous aura, but it is not from killing, but from killing animals. Seeing that Rixiangchen was not affected, Uchiha was stunned for a moment, and a cold light flashed across his eyes quickly. Good dog won't stand in the way, Rixiangchen said coldly, without saving face for this Uchiha patriarch. Stinky brat, what are you talking about? The people from the Uchiha family next to him all looked at Rixiangchen with cannibalistic eyes. If it wasn't for Uchiha's previous orders, they would have to start and kill Rixiangchen here. Uchiha was the angriest, and was scolded as a dog by others. If it weren't for his self-restraint and the overall situation of taking care of Uchiha, he would take action now. The chill in his eyes was not concealed at all, and he stared coldly at Rixiangchen and Mikoto. Mikoto shuddered, fear flashing in her eyes. Feeling Mikoto's unease, Rixiangchen reached out and grabbed Mikoto's hand, and a warm breath washed away the chill in Mikoto's heart. You're fine, I hope to see you next time. Uchiha turned around and left. Hey, as long as you don't die, you can see me. I'm afraid you won't survive the next time we meet. Rixiangchen sneered and went back. It's useless to rely on words. Uchiha snorted coldly, suppressing the anger in his heart and leaving. If it weren't for Konoha village, he would definitely let Rixiangchen die thoroughly. Rixiangchen turned back with a sneer, and then left with Mikoto. He dared to provoke Uchiha like this, naturally not stupid, but because of the Uchiha family, he would never dare to do anything to him openly. Even if he really dared to do something to him, Rixiangchen was not afraid. The time and space control of his Tensigan could already be used easily. As long as Rixiangchen sees and perceives the place, he can instantly move over. With this ability, he can easily leave with Mikoto, and he is not afraid of the Uchiha family's shot at them. Chapter 29 Living with Mikoto. Patriarch, do you just let them go like this? Our Uchiha family has become a place where others can come and go when they want. Care, all of this is for Uchiha. Now our Uchiha's reputation is not good. If we force him to stay here, our Uchiha's reputation will be even worse. Don't talk about competing for the position of Hokage, and even the right to speak in the village will be reduced, so there is no need to put our Uchiha family at a disadvantage because of a kid. As the patriarch of the Uchiha family, Uchiha naturally has to consider more, and he must first consider the pros and cons of everything. Then let that kid be so arrogant, and Uchiha Mikoto, who dares to betray the family, this wind can't last long. Uchiha said unwillingly. It's not easy to target him on the surface, but you can get rid of them secretly, but you must be clean, and you have to put the blame on other ninja villages afterwards. You can leave this to Kirin. You can do it. Have confidence. Uchiha looked at Uchiha Kaito and asked. Naturally, it's just 2 5-year-old kiddos. Uchiha Kaito looked proud. He was an elite jonin, and it was not easy to deal with 5-year-old kiddies. The most important thing is not to kill them, but to put the blame on others. You can't let others see the flaws. Don't be careless. Uchiha reminded. Guaranteed to complete the task. Uchiha Kaito licked the corner of his mouth. Yeah. Uchiha nodded. Uchiha Kaito is a master of the Uchiha family, but he is only a little worse than him. Uchiha still believes in his ability very much. Don't shoot him first. It's better to wait for a while, otherwise it will be too obvious. After thinking about it, Uchiha said. Uchiha Ken heard the words and nodded. Rixiangchen didn't know that the Uchiha family was ready to secretly attack him. But just know, Rixiangchen will not care, but will greet him with both hands. He has lack of combat experience now. If there is a free sparring, Rixiangchen will naturally be happy. My house is naturally not as big as yours, so don't dislike it," Ruxianchin said jokingly. Uchiha Mikoto shook his head, and then said, "Actually, I prefer this kind of small house. Although the house together is big, it is empty." In fact, Ruxianchin's home is not small. It is a two-story building with 3 bedrooms and 1 living room above, and a hall, kitchen, bathroom and special bathroom below, and there is also a bedroom. Ruxianchin lived in the bedroom below. When Ruxianchin's father was still alive, Ruxianchin was above, but after Ruxianchin's father died during the mission, Ruxianchin moved down. So when he came upstairs and looked at the dust all over, Ruxianchin felt a little embarrassed. "Because I haven't come up for a long time, and I haven't cleaned it, don't mind. I'll finish cleaning it right away." The hands quickly formed the seal, and shouted. The technique of multiple shadow avatars. 100 shadow clones appeared, and under Ruxianchin's arrangement, they cleaned the house. If Mikoto wanted to help, she froze on her face and stared at the full of shadow clones in a stunned manner. "It seems to be a lot." Ruxianchin scratched his head, then left 30, and all the rest were lifted. "Let's go down there. Wait until they're done cleaning, then come up." Ruxianchin pulled Mikoto, who was stunned, back downstairs, and then let Mikoto sit on the sofa. Ruxianchin took out 2 glasses of juice from the refrigerator and handed Mikoto a glass. "Thank you." Taking the fruit with both hands, Mikoto said, "Thanks. Don't be so polite. We will live together in the future, and if you are so polite, we will have a relationship." Ruxianchin responded with a smile. Mikoto blushed a bit, then nodded, feeling that there was some ambiguity in Ruxianchin's words. "Let me make dinner." After a while, Mikoto got up and walked towards the kitchen. "Okay." Mikoto's bento made me cry, but now I can finally taste Mikoto's craftsmanship. Ruxianchin praised. This is not a lie from Ruxianchin. Mikoto's bento before was indeed very fragrant. Mikoto smiled softly and walked into the kitchen. Because she was not tall enough, Mikoto took another small stool. After more than half an hour, Mikoto finally prepared the meal, and because Ruxianchin was especially able to eat, Mikoto prepared a particularly large amount. After Mikoto was brought up, Ruxianchin couldn't help but want to squeeze it with her hands after smelling the tempting fragrance. Crack. Mikoto stretched out Ruxianchin's hand, then said coquettishly, "Hurry up and wash your hands." Ruxianchin smiled shyly, then ran to wash his hands. After washing his hands, Ruxianchin quickly returned to the dining table and began to eat a lot. Seeing Ruxianchin gobbling down, Mikoto showed a happy smile. Seeing Ruxianchin's appearance, she knew that he was very satisfied with the food she cooked. 9/10 of the meals on a large table entered Ruxianchin's stomach. After eating, Ruxianchin lay comfortably on a sofa. "I'm so full." Mikoto's craftsmanship is good, much better than mine. When Mikoto grows up, she will definitely be a good wife. Ruxianchin praised. Mikoto's face turned red again. Ruxianchin's praise made her shy, but also sweet in her heart. "The top has been cleaned, Mikoto. Go and tidy it up first," Ruxianchin said as he untied his shadow avatar. "Yeah." Mikoto nodded, then looked at Ruxianchin seriously. "Thank you, Chen, this time. If it wasn't for you, I really don't know what to do." "Thank you for letting me get out of my confusion," Mikoto said with a beautiful smile. "What a cute little lily," Ruxianchin whispered in his heart. Because of Mikoto's smile, Ruxianchin was stunned for a moment before he regained his senses, and then said softly, "Actually, all of this is because of me. If I hadn't implicated you, you wouldn't be expelled from the Uchiha family now. In short, we are living together now, and we have to help each other in the future, so don't say thank you. We will be a family in the future." "Family?" Mikoto felt sweet in her heart, and then ran upstairs. Ruxianchin smiled. Did Mikoto just get shy? Turning on the TV, Ruxianchin watched the TV of Hokage World. To be honest, many things about Hokage are very worth complaining. In the Naruto world, some technologies are very advanced, but some technologies are also very backward. Maybe because of the chakra, let the world develop a little deformed. There are also news in Hokage, such as the situation in various countries, and what strategies each country has. The so-called brick home analysis. But if you look at this kind of thing, you will lose if you are serious, and the real strategy will leak out. Chapter 30 Hunter Prey. The days that followed were peaceful, and the Uchiha family did not trouble them. Ruxianchin and Mikoto live together, eat together, go to school together, and the relationship is even better. Mikoto, who used to be shy because of Ruxianchin's words, is not as shy as before. In this way, half a year passed peacefully. During this half year, in addition to going to school, Tsunade would sometimes take him and Mikoto to the casino to gamble a few times when Tsunade returned from a mission. In the past half a year, the biggest change is his strength. First of all, the swelled chakra has been compressed to the level of Shangnin. That is to say, Ruxianchin is already a real Jonin, and a 5.5-year-old Jonin can definitely scare a lot of people to death if he speaks out. This should be unprecedented, and no one will come later, otherwise it is definitely the person who has opened up. After finishing his breakfast, Ruxianchin suggested to Mikoto, "It's a hard day off today, why don't we go out to have a barbecue together?" "Yeah." Mikoto nodded. Generally she would not refute Ruxianchin's proposal. Do you want to call your classmates in the office? No need, just the two of us. Xianchen shook his head, looked out the window, a ray of coldness flashed in his eyes, and then disappeared in an instant. Just the two of us, get along with Chen in the wild? How shy. Mikoto blushed, and then went to prepare things for the picnic. These are all Mikoto's psychological activities, Xianchen didn't know. And Xianchen is not for flirting this time, but to solve the people outside who have been monitoring them. From a week ago, Xianchen had sensed that someone was monitoring him and exuded boundless malice, which made Xianchen immediately vigilant. Although I don't know who the other party is, it's easy to guess that the only people he offended are the Uchiha family. Except for Uchiha, even the sinister Danzo has no reason to attack Xianchen now. In the past half a year, except for the one time that Uchiha Fuyu was killed in seconds, Xianchen was very low-key, at most just showing great strength. Moreover, Xianchen showed the greatest strength, which is comparable to the level of taijutsu, so that because Xianchen killed Uchiha Fugaku in seconds, and paid attention to Xianchen, Sarutobi Hizen was also a little disappointed. In his opinion, Xianchen's ability to kill Uchiha Fuyu in seconds was completely unexpected. Uchiha Fuyu was too careless, so he didn't pay attention to Xianchen. Even Sarutobi Hizen didn't pay attention to himself anymore, let alone the old thing Danzo. So it's only possible to be someone from the Uchiha family. At this moment, Xianchen's eyes were full of shocking killing intent. No matter who the other party was, they must die. Xianchen himself is not afraid that someone will stare at him, but there is another Uchiha Mikoto. Although Mikoto's talent is good, but because of her young age, her strength is very weak. So just for Mikoto, Xianchen had to deal with this guy with bad intentions. Originally, Xianchen wanted to go out alone, lead this person to other places, and then deal with him. However, Xianchen worried that if someone attacked Mikoto during this period, it would be troublesome. Although this is the land of the Hyuga clan, generally there will be no accidents, but I am afraid that there will be an emergency. And Mikoto was in the Hinata family, although she was not rejected, but no one saw her either. Even though Mikoto has been expelled from the Uchiha family, she was once a member of the Uchiha family. Hinata and Uchiha have never been on good terms, and they don't like Mikoto at all. Even if it wasn't for Hinata's instructions, it would be very difficult for Mikoto to enter the Hyuga's house. Xianchen thought about moving out before, but Mikoto stopped her. Ready, let's go. Mikoto sealed everything she was supposed to take in the seal scroll, and said in a sweet voice, "Huh? Oh, Chen, you seem to have something on your mind these days." Mikoto frowned. "Nothing, let's go." Xianchen smiled, then took Mikoto's hand and walked out. Mikoto didn't say anything else. She has that kind of gentle character, and if Xianchen didn't say anything, she wouldn't get to the bottom of it. After Hyuga Tatsu and Mikoto left the Hyuga family, the guy hiding in the dark also looked at them. Uchiha Kaito was very depressed. In order to assassinate Xianchen and Uchiha Mikoto, he had been squatting for a week, but he couldn't find a chance to start. Hyuga Chen and Uchiha Mikoto have been staying in the Hyuga family, and he didn't dare to go in to do things at all. Otherwise he would definitely go in while standing and come out lying down. On the way to and from school, Uchiha Kaito didn't dare to do anything. There were too many people. If he dared to do something, Anbu would definitely be disturbed. Even if he successfully killed Xianchen and Uchiha Mikoto, he would not be able to run. Following Xianchen and Uchiha Mikoto, Uchiha Kaito began to look for opportunities. Seeing that Xianchen and Uchiha Mikoto kept thinking about the Konoha forest, Uchiha Kaito was excited. Is this the prey that he wants to send to his door? Hyuga Tatsu and Uchiha Mikoto stopped outside the Konoha forest. Chen, why did you choose to be here? Although this place is cool, it is very dangerous. The teacher said that there are huge beasts in the forest, and even ninja beasts. If you don't come here, how can the prey be hooked? Xianchen smiled and said something that Mikoto couldn't understand. You get out yourself, or I invite you out. What? Did he find me? It's impossible. My hidden skill is impossible to find even with a quasi-shadow. How can a ninja student find it? Uchiha Kiran said silently. A sneer appeared on the corner of Xianchen's mouth. Uchiha Kaito's hidden technology was indeed powerful, but in front of the 360-degree Tenseizen with no dead ends, and the domineering arrogance that enveloped the audience, his proud hidden skills are like a bright light in the dark night, very conspicuous. Chen, you are. Before Mikoto could finish speaking, Xianchen stretched out his palm in the direction Uchiha Kaito was hiding. Vientiane Tanyan, get out of here. The huge pupil power in Tensei eyes surged, and an extremely gravitational force erupted on Xianchen's palm, causing the trees to tremble. However, gravity does not act directly on trees, but on Uchiha Kaito. Uchiha Kaito flew towards Sun Xianchen uncontrollably. Uchiha Kaito felt the uncontrollable body, a little flustered. But after all, it is an elite Chunin, and every elite Chunin is fought in blood and fire. Soon, the chakra burst forcibly, opened the three-hook jade writing wheel eye, laboriously took out the kunai, adjusted the direction slightly, and stabbed Xiangchen with the help of gravity. Thank for listening this audiobook. Please subscribe the channel for more videos like this. Leave some comment and let me know if you guys like this story, or you have a web novel you like and want to hear its audiobook. I will be happy to create them for you. Please like, share, and leave a comment on the video.